And all passed through the sea. What sea? The Reed Sea, when the Most High split the waters. Read.
Verse 2. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
It says were baptized unto Moses because in order to be saved, they had to follow Moses through the water. The same now, if we want to be saved, we must follow Christ through the water. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. Read.
Verse 3. And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
And we ate the spiritual meat, which is the manna that rained from heaven, angels' food. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And did all drink the same spiritual drink.
And we all drank the same spiritual drink. Read.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them.
They drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. Remember when Moses was standing before that rock and says, should I draw water from this rock? Guess who was bringing forth that water and that was performing all these miracles? Read.
And that rock was Christ.
That rock was who?
And that rock was Christ.
That rock was Yeshua. He was the one protecting us. He was the one doing all the miracles. He was the one guiding us. He was the one that spoke to Moses and said, I am that I am. The Most High sent him in the beginning. He sent him on our way out of Egypt. He sent Moses to Egypt. All right? Let's try to keep some of this these things that's going on in this page to a minimum until we get through this lesson. Okay? Let's go back to Revelations. Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Revelations 5, let's start at the first verse. Read.
Revelations chapter 5, verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the back side sealed with 7 seals.
Sealed with 7 seals. Read.
Verse 2. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, Who is worthy to open the book, and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look therein.
It says, and no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth. So what does that prove? That proves that spirits reside under the earth. Subterranean spirits. Those are spirits that's in Hades, in what some of us call hell. The bosom of Abraham, or either the place of torments. No man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. Read.
Verse 4. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah.
He told John, don't weep. The Lion of the tribe of Judah, go ahead.
The root of David.
The root of David, to show you that Christ came through David's roots. He came through David's loins. The fruit of David's flesh. Read.
Have prevailed to open the book.
When did he prevail? When he was crucified. Went into the belly of the earth. Took the power to release the souls in the earth. Then took his blood to the heavenly tabernacles. To the Father. To shed his blood. Read.
And to loose the 7 seals thereof.
To let you know that when Christ went and took his blood to the heavenly throne, he loosed the 7 seals. They were loosed. Now, of course, they would have to happen within their own time, as far as our life goes, but they were loosed when Christ went into the heavens. So when someone asks, well, what seal are we in? They were loosed. All of them were loosed. Christ took his blood to the heavenly throne. We're going to read it. What verse you at?
Verse 6.
Read.
And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb, as it had been slain.
That's Christ's crucifix. Go ahead.
Having 7 horns and 7 eyes.
Having 7 horns and 7 eyes. We're going to explain what those 7 horns and 7 eyes are. Go ahead.
Which are the 7 spirits of the Most High, sent forth into all the earth.
Which are the 7 spirits that are sent forth by the Most High into all the earth. So when Christ went to the throne, that began an action that would happen in the earth that would lead to his coming. So now these spirits can operate that would bring this kingdom we're talking about. The kingdom of Israel within the earth again. So now events must happen so that the Alpha and Omega be fulfilled. You with me? Follow me here. So let's go into the 7 spirits. Let's go to Revelations 1 and 20. Hold Revelations 1 and 20 and get Amos 9 and 8. And then we're going back to Revelations. Revelations 1 and 20. Going back to Revelations. Hold what you got in the other Revelations 5, right? Okay, thank you. Go to Revelations 1 and 20 and Amos 9 and 8.
Revelations chapter 1 verse 20.
Go ahead.
The mystery of the 7 stars.
Here's the mystery of the 7 stars. Read.
Which thou sawest in my right hand, and the 7 golden candlesticks. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches.
The 7 stars are the angel of the 7 churches. We're going to find out these are the 7 spirits, or what the Bible called the eyes of the Most High. Read.
And the 7 candlesticks which thou sawest are 7 churches.
You have 7 churches. So these 7 spirits is over the 7 churches. You're going to find out those 7 horns were 7 churches that represented Christ. And that each of these churches would have a key ingredient that would make a complete church when you put all 7 together. This is what Satan is trying to stomp out of the earth today. The true doctrine of these 7 churches. That's the doctrine we're trying to bring forth in the earth to take down all paganism. The spirit that's over the 7 churches and the doctrine of the original 7 churches, which is really the spirit of Christ. Okay? Now these spiritual churches, I say spiritual because they're not physical churches. Don't forget, Peter and the disciples were traveling house to house. They was establishing a church amongst the people. But when you go into the 7 churches in Revelations 2, it gives you the attribute of each church. If you take all the positive attributes of each of these churches, you have a complete church of Christ, regardless of the building. Okay? Now, get Amos 9 and 8.
Amos.
Now, mind you, just like these empires have 7 horns and like it says of the Roman Empire, 7 horns and 10 kingdoms, 7 heads. 7 heads and represents the Roman Empire and mountains and kingdoms. Christ have his 7 horns to fight the Roman Empire. That's the spiritual church. That's the church written of in the book of Revelation. Okay? Now we're going to go over that in a moment. I don't want to jump too far ahead. Let's stick with these 7 spirits that the Most High is using to bring forth these prophecies. Let's go to Amos 9 and 8. Read it.
Amos chapter 9 verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Most High God are upon the sinful kingdom.
Hold up. Read it again.
Behold, the eyes of the Most High power are upon the sinful kingdom.
It says the eyes of the Most High power, or the eyes of the Most High God, are upon the sinful kingdom. Don't forget, these 7 spirits are what they call the eyes of the Lord. Read.
And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
And the Most High will destroy that sinful kingdom from off the face of the earth. So the 7 eyes reports back to the Most High. And these seals will lead to the destruction, the total annihilation of that place that we're gonna give you the precepts on it soon. Of that place that the Bible calls Babylon. All this destruction in the earth is aimed towards destroying, taking out Babylon. Now, let me make this clear. I know some of you are talking about what the elitists is doing and what those guys are doing out there, but believe it or not, I'm going to prove this. We're looking at what the Jewish people are doing and how they're destroying things in the wars. The Most High actually opened up a seal to allow them to do what they're doing. He opened up a seal that gave them the power that would eventually lead to their own destruction. But it will take down the majority of the earth. And that's in these seals also. You're absolutely, and Yeshua's servant, you are a little before us, but yes, you're going to see that the same way the Most High had his eyes that reports to him, Satan have now put cameras all around the world so that he can become the all-seeing eye, like the Most High is able to see everything. So he want to become like God. You are absolutely correct. Let's go back to Revelation 5 and read the 6th verse on down.
Revelations chapter 5 verse 6. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High.
So these 7 spirits are over the 7 churches. Those 7 horns are the 7 churches we read of in Revelations 2. Go ahead.
Which are the 7 spirits of the Most High, sent forth into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints.
So our prayers go up to the Most High, and he put it in a vial. Okay? And then the Most High sends back our prayers with these seals that are being fulfilled in the earth. Because the destruction of this world is the beginning of Jacob's kingdom. So instead of focusing on how bad things are going to be, we have to realize these things must get this way. Christ made it so that it would get this way to lead to his coming. Read.
Verse 9.
Now these 4 beasts, these are 4 hideous beasts that stands before the throne of the Most High and worship him day and night. If the average man was to see one of these beasts, they would drop dead. They would fall dead just beholding one of these beasts. But they stand before the Most High's throne, his fiery throne, and worship him and praise him day and night. These 4 beasts are the 4 spirits that comes in different parts of the earth to fulfill these seals and to fulfill some of these trumps, and we're going to get that soon. Read.
Verse 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof. For thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us unto the Most High, by the blood out of every kindred, and tongue, and people, and nation. So
this is what the elders sung before the throne. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book, and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain, and hast redeemed us to the Most High by thy blood. So these 24 elders